Hello mga ka-Johnny! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Again, this is Sir Raubensun and today we are going to talk about infinite limits. But before I begin my discussion in this video, do not forget to click the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up if you like my video. The problems involving infinite limits. So example, the limitation of 2x minus 1 all over x plus 2 as x approaches to negative to positive. But before we solve this kind of problem, let's identify the characteristic of this problem, because every time you are going to deal with infinite limit, there is this one characteristic. Look at where your x approaches to. You will be able to see a sign at the top of that number. Example, this one. X approaches to negative to positive. As you can observe, you have a positive sign at the top of that number. It means that that is to the right of negative 2. So we all know that in a number line, this is our number line. At the middle, we have 0. So to the left of 0, we have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Or in short, all the negative numbers. And to the right of 0, we have positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, positive 4, or all the positive number. Let's take a look at this number line. So every time we encounter problems like this, example, x approaches to 0 positive. So it means that I am here to deal with numbers at the right. Again, positive sign at the top of your number. It means at the right of your number. So 0, negative, the negative sign at the top of your number, any number, it talks about to the left of your number. Okay, let's try one example. Example, I am here to deal with x, negative 3 plus sign. So my number here is negative 3. And I have a sign at the top which is positive, meaning to the right of negative 3. So where is my negative number? This is my negative number. What are the numbers to the right of negative 3? Those are from here up to here. So meaning all the numbers to the right of negative 3. Am I clear to you? Okay, that's great. Another example. X approaches to negative. Okay, let's try 2 negative. So meaning my number here where my x approaches to is positive 2, and then sign at the top is negative. It means to the left of positive 2. Where is my positive 2 located? My positive 2 is located here. So meaning, what are the numbers to the left? That is negative sign, meaning to the left. What are the numbers to the left of positive 2? Meaning those are 1, 0, negative 1, and negative 2. So those are the characteristics that you have to remember. You have to remember every time you are going to deal infinite limits. Only the sign at the top of the number. Again and again, if it talks about a positive sign at the top of your number, say for example this one, that is to the right side of your number. If you will encounter a negative sign at the top of your number, it means to the left of your number. Again, students, do not forget this unique characteristic. Am I clear to everyone? That's great! Let's try to solve problems involving infinite limits. So for example, number 1, the limitation of 2x minus 1 all over x plus 2 as x approaches to negative 2. As you can observe, at the top of negative 2, we have a positive sign. It means to the right of negative 2. How are we going to solve this kind of problem? So first is, let's follow these simple rules. For step number 1, you get your numerator. Again, for step number 1, you get your numerator. What is your numerator in this problem? My numerator is 2x minus 1. And you copy your numerator, 2x minus 1. That is step number 1. And for step number 2, we know where your x approaches to. In this example, my x approaches to negative 2. This time, you only copy where your x approaches to, disregarding the sign at the top. So meaning it will become x approaches to negative 2. Okay, again, disregard the sign at the top. That is step number 2. For step number 3, what are you going to do is to substitute the value in step number 2 in the excess or in the variable for step number 1. As you can observe, x approaches to negative 2, you substitute that one in step number 1. So it will become 2 times negative 2 minus 1. So 2 times negative 2, that is negative 4, minus 1, that is negative 5. And negative 5, that is considered to be your numerator this time. Again, how did you get your numerator this time? By following 3 simple steps. Step 1, step 2, and step 3. Now, we are not done yet. Let's continue solving this problem. That is step number 4. This time, you have to copy this one where your x approaches to. My x approaches to negative 2 positive, or to the right of negative 2. You have to identify at least 3 numbers to the right of negative 2. Give me 3 numbers to the right of negative 2. Those are negative 1, 0, and positive 1. Meaning, negative 1, 0, and 1 are numbers located at the right of negative 2. Okay, so now, after that one, after finding at least 3 values, for step number 4, you have to proceed to step number 5. For step number 5, this time, you are going to get the denominator of your problem. What is the denominator of my problem? The denominator of my problem is x plus 2. So you get the denominator. After getting the denominator of your problem, you have to substitute negative 1, 0, and 1 to your denominator. So you are going to write here x plus 2, and x plus 2. Again, these are your denominators. So meaning, substitute negative 1 plus 2, that is positive 1, 0 plus 2, that is 2, 1 plus 2, that is 3. And obviously, our results are all positive. What are you going to do right here is to write positive infinite. Again, why did we come up positive infinite? Because the result for our step number 5 are all positive. So you are going to write there positive infinite. So afterwards, you have to divide this one, negative 5 and positive infinite, or simply divide your sign. Your sign at the top is negative and the sign at the bottom is positive. Negative times positive, that is negative, and obviously that is negative infinite. In short, the limit of this function is negative infinite. Again and again, these are the 5 simple steps in following or in solving infinite limit. Again, step number 1, get your numerator. Step number 2, get where your x approaches to, disregarding the sign at the top. Step number 3, you have to substitute the value of your step 2 to your step 1, and that is negative 5. And negative 5 is considered to be my numerator this time. So now, let's proceed to step number 4. Step number 4 is you get all of this, and that is x approaches to negative 2 to the right. So meaning you have to identify at least 3 numbers to the right of negative 2. And based on the number line, that is negative 1, 0, and 1. And you can get number greater than that, at least 3. Okay? After step number 4, you go to step number 5. For step number 5, you have to get your denominator. And in my problem, the denominator is x plus 2, and you have to copy x plus 2. After identifying your denominator, you have to substitute all the numbers that you get for step number 4 in your denominator. So x plus 2, x plus 2, and x plus 2. Substitute negative 1 plus 2, that is 1, 0 plus 2, that is 2, 1 plus 2, that is 3. And obviously, if you're going to observe this one, these are all positive number, and that is considered to be positive infinite. So afterwards, that is considered to be your denominator. After you getting your numerator and denominator in this part, you have to divide the sign. My sign in numerator is negative, and the sign of my denominator is positive. Negative divided by positive, that is negative infinite. In short, the limit of this problem is negative infinite. Am I clear to everyone? Let's continue solving problem involving infinite limits. So this time we are down to example number 2. And for example number 2, our problem is the limitation of x cubed all over the quantity of x minus 3 squared as x approaches 2 to the left of 3. Why did I say to the left of positive 3? Because we have a sign at the top of 3 and that is negative. And negative means to the left of positive 3. How are we going to solve this problem? Same thing that we did for example number 1. Step number 1 is you have to get your numerator. What is my numerator in this problem? My numerator in this problem is x cubed. Again, step number 1, get your numerator. For step number 2, get where your x approaches to. My x approaches to positive 3. Disregard the negative at the top of the number. So meaning it approaches to positive 3. Okay? For step number 3, you have to substitute the value of your x in step number 2 in step number 1. For step number 2, my x is equal to 3. And for step number 1, that is x cubed. You have to substitute that one in x so that it will become 3 cubed. And 3 cubed, that is positive 27. Okay, so automatically, for step number 3, your numerator is positive 27. Again, how did you get your numerator here? By following 3 simple steps. Okay? For step number 4, again and again, you have to get where your x approaches to. And this time, in my problem, my x approaches to 3 negative. Again, you have to get at least 3 numbers to the left of negative 3. Can you please give me number at least 3? So, meaning, to the left, to the left of positive 3. So, it could be positive 2, 1, and 0. Just a tip for you. How are you going to find the numbers to the left or to the right of that number? Just get the number closer to that number. You can go greater than that, but for your convenience, you only get the number closer to your particular number. Say for example 3. So what is a number to the left of 3? It could be positive 2, 1, and 0. Okay, so that is for step number 4. For step number 5 is you have to get your denominator. Your denominator here is x minus 3 squared. Okay, for step number 5, get your denominator, and the denominator of my problem is x minus 3. After getting the denominator of your problem, you go back to step number 4. You are going to substitute your 3 chosen number in step number 5. For step number 5, you have x minus 3 squared, x minus 3 squared, and x minus 3 squared. And you have to substitute all the values that you chose for step number 4. So it will become 2 minus 3 squared, and 2 minus 3, that is negative 1. Negative 1 squared, that is positive 1. And this time, 1 minus 3 squared, that is 1 minus 3, that is negative 2. Negative 2 squared, that is positive 4. And lastly, we have here 0 minus 3 squared, and 0 minus 3, that is negative 3. Negative 3 squared, that is 9. And obviously, my results are all positive. Therefore, what am I going to write in my denominator? Since the results are positive, I'm going to write positive infinite. Okay? So now, after writing the positive infinite, I have to divide the sign of my numerator and denominator. And obviously, my numerator here is positive, and my denominator is positive. Positive divided by positive, that is positive. Therefore, the result is positive infinite. And in this problem, the limitation of this problem is positive infinite. Am I clear to everyone? That's great. And that ends my discussion for this video. But before I end my video, could you please click the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up if my video helps you. See you in my next video. Bye-bye!